Hi, today we are going to be looking at a new sketchbook of mine. It is the Beta Series Premium Sketchbook from Stillman and Birn. So I actually took some more of my old art supplies up to my local art supply store and I traded them in for new supplies. And here are a couple things that I got. I bought myself the little, this is funny, this is a 3.5 by 5.5 inch. It's the same kind as the larger one, but it was their display model, and so I got a bargain on it, which I love a bargain. But it's very tiny, and I've already used it a little bit. But back here you can see that Stillman and Birn does their alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, and zeta series, and so they my store only had, I think, beta and zeta. I don't know if they had any of the others, but the beta is the extra heavyweight. It's 270 GSM white cold press, and it's for dry and wet media, watercolor, and ink. So it isn't completely watercolor paper, but for a sketchbook it's been recommended, and so I wanted to try it. And I had this let me just say, you can see from the opening, this was $22.99, and I don't know that that's the best price. I think it might be available on Amazon for a little less, but since I was trading in supplies, I didn't mind so much paying that, because it sort of feels free. But when you open it up, it has some information about the color, the tooth, which is cold press finish distinctive. It has a little bit of a tooth to it. So the smooth one, medium grain. Let's see, where's the medium grain? So the epsilon is, no, that's not right. The zeta is the same weight, but smooth finish, and I didn't want a smooth finish. I wanted a little bit of the tooth to it. And then it tells you a little bit more about the binder board. Complies with the national standards of responsible forestry, and alpha cellulose content greater than 87%. All right, I'm not sure what to make of that, but in any case, I know it's not 100% cotton now, but I didn't really care because I wanted to try it out, and I'd heard good things about it. So I got that. Here it is, and I think I will I'll save the first page for, well, here's what I did on this one already, so let me start with that. I put my sketchbook belongs to, I put, and I did a little sketch. I went to the pub with my husband and my son and did a little sketch there, so I'm not really wanting to show that because the first one wasn't great. But, so I'm going to leave the first page for something like that, and I'm going to go to the second page. Here is the photograph that I'm using. I'm going to make sure that this is visible because I'm using my studio and my setup is kind of weird. All right, so this is a picture I took of some, I believe they're plums. They're not oranges, but they kind of look like oranges. So anyway, there's some yellow plums, and I am going to sketch with, let's see, my micron. This is a 0.05. I just need to make sure I'm centered there. Okay, so I'm going to sketch just some of this. It was a beautiful, clear day. It was going to get hot soon, so we were taking an early morning walk, and I took a picture of this because the colors were so pretty. I think I'm going to enlarge it, and mainly this is just to get a feel for this book. So I don't want to do this. Yeah, I'll just dive in. All right. I think I'm going to get a branch in here. And then some more up here. So as much as I am sitting here with access to all my brushes, I am going to use my water brush just because I'm hoping to take this out for urban sketching or on location sketching or whatever kind of sketching I do, and so I want to simulate those conditions. So I think I will start with just a nice bright yellow. I'm using my travel palette that I always use, and I will start by doing a layer of what are my colors. This is Canary from Prima. I'm finding it, I like it a little bit better than the Cad Yellow, which I think is Schminke. I don't know, I forget things. So I used a little artistic license on these plums because there weren't that many of them on the tree in bloom. And so, let's see. All right, well, while this is wet, I'm going to bring in a little bit of the carrot and get that down here at the bottom, and then it's over here as well. It's a little darker than I wanted. But I'm used to using the, if you looked at my Portugal Travel Journal fail video, I'm used to using my Pentalic Traveler's Sketchbook for my just out there sketching, and I wanted one that was a little bit better quality, so I could see the difference in, I need just a little bit of this yellow. I kind of forgot that was there. All right, let's take and I might as well do all the plums while I'm at it. These two are on a completely different branch, but I used artistic license and put them in where I wanted them because I felt like it needed a few more. Again, there weren't that many on this. All right, so now here's a test of this book. I want to take off some of this. So let's see what happens. Yeah, and I probably couldn't do this with the sketchbook with the lightweight paper very much. But I can come in here and take a little of that away. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow back in. Kind of a rookie mistake, but oh well. And then bring that back in. I want it less orange in that. All right, so we'll leave that for the time being, and then come back in and do some shadows. All right, for the leaves, I think I'll do the same thing. I think I'll start nice and light. So I like the feel of this paper. I think it's nice. Let's try a little bit of lifting here. Even though theoretically this should all be green behind it. Yeah, not 100%. I'm not going to put a ton of effort into it, but it comes up a lot better than the sketchbooks that I use that are not really made for watercolor. All right. I'm using base of the canary and then the apple green apple over that, and then for the darker shadowed parts of the leaves I'm using my sap green, which is Winsor & Newton, I think. The other two are Prima. Alright, I'm going to make this a little bit darker. So I went, like I said, I went up to brought my old art supplies in, and I actually recorded what I was bringing in, so I don't know, maybe I'll include that. But there were all kinds of things, like when I had done wood carving and of course more acrylic stuff, and I actually took up some magazines, mixed media magazines that I used to read and subscribe to, and I took all that in, and I didn't check with them ahead of time, and they've changed their policy, so I was actually hoping to get cash. I thought, well, I need some money. I could use the cash. And when I went up, she said, oh, we don't. I walked there with these heavy bags of art supplies, and I got up there and she said, well, we don't do cash today. We only do exchange credit. And I said, all right, well, is there a difference in the cash and credit that you get? And she said, well, you get about 3 times as much if you're doing credit. And I was like, okay, I did not know that. And so just give me credit. And I ended up with $80 of credit. And I thought, what? $80? Oh boy. And I had no trouble, as you can imagine, I had no trouble spending that and actually going over and having to come up with a little bit more money. So I know everybody out there feels the same way about art supplies. It's like, I can't paint. I don't know what to do. I know. I'll go buy some art supplies. Then surely I'll paint better. I mean, that does sort of go through your head, and you're like, okay, wait a minute. That's ridiculous. Sit down and practice. That's how you get better, not by better supplies or anything. But who doesn't love art supplies? All right, so I'm trying to make this little plum to mix those colors a little bit better so it's not such a divided line. And this paper's so nice. What's the weight? The weight is 270 GSM, which I guess is pretty heavy, and I was able to blend that after the fact pretty well. So since I wasn't paying enough attention, I have to say that I am a fan of this paper, and I really like how everything is coming out. What in the world is that thing? Maybe that's a leaf. Okay. Yeah, okay. While I'm finishing up, let me say that I forgot to look at my reference photo. That's okay. This is just to test this out, and I like the way this came out, and I like this paper, and I believe they might have a new customer on their hands, because yeah, that's kind of nice. One last thing I'll do is try to, that's a harsh line. Let's see what happens when I go back in after the fact. I like this. I could do more to it, but I think I really am liking this, so I will make some more on this paper. Thank you for watching. See you next time.